So the next step to remove the sear and hammer assembly is as follows. I'm just going to take it down to take the hammer out, show you how to get the mainspring out of the gun. You'll need slave pins if you want to take the sear apart. You can get it back together without, but it's best to use little slave pins to capture everything. And I normally wrap an elastic band around here to hold these two plates together. These plates do come apart. So how do we get the hammer out? We've taken the gun apart, we've had the hammer cocked. What we need to do is trip the sear to put the hammer forward. Make sure you don't allow the hammer just to fly forward. Put your thumb on it, and you can see in here is the bottom edge of the sear. So what we're going to do is apply a bit of pressure with my thumb, and then I'm going to trip the sear like this to lower the hammer. Now the best way I found to get this apart is to put the hammer into the vise. You spin this around a little bit so it's more that way. Put the hammer into the vise, but not so it's flat down. This part is sticking at the ejector. So just have the hammer and the action a little bit high. So you can see that's not actually down on the vise. And then what we're going to do is take a drift and the hammer mainspring is retained by this rear pin here. So this is the one we want to take out, and then the next one to it is the hammer pivot pin. We don't want to touch this one or this one. Just be aware that this one is actually loose, very loose. It's likely to fall out, so care when you're handling it and tapping things. Just make sure that stays in place. You could actually tape it. I don't. I've done loads of these. So the first pin we're going to tap out is this one, which will release the mainspring and a pin that goes inside. This is a gun that I've rated the hammer spring on. So this is how you take it apart. This one first and then the other one. I have a little magnetic tray that I catch bits in. This doesn't matter whether you knock it out right to left or left to right. Be aware when you tap that pin out, this spring is under tension, so you want this pin, this drift pin, to go over the top of the spring and everything underneath. So I can see it's coming out the other side, I'm sure you can. And I'm tapping this through nice and gently. Now that pin is actually out of the way of the mainspring. If I just pull that out, this thing's going to fly through the air. So just put your thumb over the top of it. That's it. And then you can lift the mainspring and the pin out. Next thing, if you want to remove the hammer, it's not under tension anymore, but I'm going to take it out to show you how to put it back in, because there's a little bit of a method to it. So what we're going to do is just push that pin out. You can see it's coming out. And that's your assembly here. Here's the sear that works on the hammer. There's your hammer. I'll show you in a moment how to put it back together, the easiest way.